Hello dear students, good morning and welcome to your sociology class today. So today's class is dedicated to your project. Many of you were asking me about the entire project and also some of you were asking me if I could give some sample. Well, I definitely can give you some sample because I want your project to be really a very good one. So beginning with the cover page, well, this is exactly what your cover page should look like. At the top there should be written sociology project, just below that your school logo, below that the name of your school, your topic in bold letters, and then submitted by, which will consist of your name and class and roll number, registration number, session. Well, name and class, it's fine, you can write your own name, you can write your class, but roll number you have to keep it blank, because this roll number you will have to write, which will be provided by your board, by the CBSE board later on. So the roll number and registration number place you will keep it empty. Later on, with the help of a black marker, you can fill it up. And then session, it's 2020-21, and guided by, here you will write my name, the correct spelling, and below you have to write PGT Sociology. So this is all about the cover page. Let us move on to the next page now. So the next page is your certificate. So in this certificate you are going to write this kind of a thing. I think you can just type it. There is no problem if you type it, or if you want you can write it with your hand. No issues on that. So below there will be internal examiner, which is my signature, and then there will be external examiner, where there will be the signature of your external who is appointed by CBSE. Next is the acknowledgement page, which you all can make, or if you want I can give you a sample later on. Then comes a very important part, and that is the contents. So here some of your contents will be different because the pattern of making this project has changed a little bit. So here some things are not required and some are required. So I'll tell you which are the things that you require and which you don't. Well, first, preface, if you want you can write, it's up to you, I'm not making it compulsory. So next, in our project what we will do is, next number 2 should be introduction part. I'm sure by now you all are preparing. Then rational, or in our case it is statement of the purpose, it's the same thing. So this student has written about 4 pages about it, but for you all 2 pages are enough. Then comes methodology, which I'll be showing you. Then presentation of evidence. There are 3 kinds of presentation of evidence. One is articles related to your topic. Next is pictorial evidence. Any picture you can collect from the net, or if you can click photographs, that is even better. Then is the newspaper clippings. Any newspaper clipping or magazine clipping that you get regarding your project. Then is the analysis part. So analysis is of 2 types, general and graphical, in our project. So first of all you will do general analysis and then graphical analysis, which I will show you shortly. Then comes the conclusion. After conclusion, although she has written bibliography, but this time we need to write 2 other things before conclusion, that means. So after the analysis part is over, you need to write the findings. After findings you need to give suggestions or recommendations. You cannot write suggestions, you can write recommendations, and then you can come to conclusion. And then bibliography, appendix, and a blank questionnaire. Okay, so this project is a huge one. It is of 99 pages, and generally sociology projects are this big. It's 99 to 100 or maybe even more than that. So I'll skip the preface and I'll show you the other things. So here is the introduction part. Just see how long it is, but you don't need to write it that long, don't worry. As I told you, 5 to 6 pages will be more than enough. So these are all parts of the introduction. Okay. So after the introduction is done, the next topic is your rational, or you can also write it as CBSE has given statement of the purpose. So no need to write rational, you can write statement of the purpose. So she has written 3 to 4 pages, but as I told you, 2 pages are more than enough. Just this is an idea for you to see how a rational is actually written, or the statement of a purpose is actually written. So she has written a long one, but long one is not necessary. And remember, in your project, introduction will come first, second the purpose of your study will come. Okay, but here the rational is given first, which is actually not appropriate. So according to this project, methodology comes next. But before methodology, for you people, you need to write two more things. One is your research questions and the other is objectives. So once you finish writing your objectives and research questions, you will need to write down this methodology. Methodology means the tools and techniques, the system of collection of various data. So let us see her methodology. So first you have to write the meaning of methodology very briefly in about 1 or 2 lines, and then you have to write about your methods used. So all of your method that is being used is sample survey method. Sample survey method because you all have given questionnaires to your samples, that is to your respondents. So sample survey method, you will write the meaning as she has written for just like 1 line, and then next you will go on to write as to why you use this method, what are the advantages of using this method. So instead of writing sample survey method, you can simply write survey method. Then questionnaire. After survey, you will write questionnaire method because you have used a questionnaire in the form of a Google form and given it to your respondents actually. So after writing survey method, you can write technique or tool as questionnaire method. So you have to write down what a questionnaire is and then a reason as to why you used the questionnaire method. Then comes time period. If you want, you can add it. If you feel like you don't need to write it, then no problem. Next, sources of data collection. This is very important. It has to be exactly like this. Number one, the source of data collection is primary source. So primary source means the data that is collected through the questionnaires. And number two, secondary source. Secondary sources means all those data, all those information collected through your internet, through the newspaper clippings, through magazines, books, encyclopedia, journals, etc. So whatever is already studied, when you get some knowledge from there, we call it secondary sources of data collection. And primary source means when you actually collect the information in your own way by directly dealing or talking with your respondents. So next, within methodology, you will have a detailed procedure. So step by step, you will write about the detailed procedure. So you will mention that you took a total of 30 samples who were selected randomly, and this 30 questionnaires had 20 questions prepared, and yes, definitely you can add this line as well. One questionnaire was kept as a sample questionnaire for the project. After receiving the filled questionnaires, a graphical analysis of some selected questions were made, and on the basis of the responses given by the respondents, analysis of data was done, and further the conclusion, recommendation, and finally the bibliography. So this is the detailed procedure. So here you can add that owing to the present circumstances, instead of going for an interview with the respondents directly, questionnaires were mailed. You do not write WhatsApp or something, you just write questionnaires were mailed to the respondents. MAILED. Okay. Then comes the next topic, which is presentation of evidence. That means proof that you have actually done some kind of study. So here the proof will contain of both primary as well as secondary proofs. So let us begin with the secondary proof first. So you don't need to write secondary proof. Instead of secondary proof, what you will write is this: articles. Articles that you collect from the net. Okay. Article 1. So you can give 1 or 2 or 3 articles, as much as you want. Don't give 5-6 articles, it will be useless. 1 or 2 article will do. So this is one article. Now article number 2. Okay. All right. So, the articles from the net that you collect, you can simply print it out properly and put it like this. No need to write down. If the articles are too big and you feel it will take too much time, no need to write down the articles for pictorial evidence. You can simply print it out and then you can put it here, like she has done like this. So, three articles, no need, two will do. Then comes pictorial evidence. This is the pictorial evidence. So she has collected different graphs, she has collected certain statistics, certain pictures from various sources. So here she is interviewing the people by her own self, but of course it won't be possible for you because you are in a condition of lockdown. Now obviously lockdown has been taken up, but then you are not allowed to move freely, isn't it? So for you, no need to give your own pictures, if since you are giving the picture, I mean, since you are collecting the data through you know, Google Forms. So no need to give your photographs. Next, newspaper clippings like this. Related to your topic, if you get any clippings, you can put them like this. Then comes the most important part of your project, which is analysis. So in this page, you will write what analysis means, the meaning of analysis. Then general analysis. General analysis means the analysis as a whole. No need to give any kind of diagram, no need to give any kind of graphs. Here what you need to do is whatever information you collected, based on that you need to analyze it. Let's see how she has done it. So after doing her study, whatever information she collected through the people, though she studied well, and after studying well, she had given her input about it. For example, I will show you some pages like this. She has written about the various schemes implemented by the government. So after doing her research, she came to know that India has seen both positive and negative impact of these schemes for the various sections of the people. So now the condition of people are much better than the last few decades. So these are all her analysis. After reading the questionnaires, filled questionnaires, she came to know about this. So generalized analysis is all these. No need to give any specific data. You need to frame everything in your own and write 3 pages or 4 pages, or 3 pages will do. Then comes graphical analysis. This is challenging, students, but if you do it properly, it will be great. See, this is question number 1. Are you aware of any government scheme? This was the first question of her questionnaire. So she took the yes options, she took the no options. Then out of 30 respondents, 27 responded yes, 3 responded no, and then she took out the percentage. After taking out the percentage, what she did was she presented it very nicely in the form of a bar diagram. Did you see? Similarly, she has conducted this kind of analysis, a graphical analysis, on almost all the objective type questions, which had yes or no options, or which had some other kind of options. So let us see more of such graphs. So she has explained graph 1 like this. So this was graph 1. If you want, you can explain the graph in the next page, or if you want, you can just write it below. For example, you draw the graph here, and then below you keep some space for writing the analysis part. But if you feel that your analysis is little long and you want to make the project also look a little big, so what you can do is you can write the analysis part at the back. Remember, this analysis is only about graph 1. Next comes graph 2. This is the second question from a questionnaire. So in the next page, she has done the analysis part of this graph. Okay, let us see how the analysis is done. See, yes and no were there. 17 respondents said yes, no said 13, and that is why she took out the percentage 57% and 43%. She made the graph. After making the graph, let us see how she analyzed. So since this was graph 2, so she has written graph 2. Graph 2 indicates towards the usefulness of such schemes. Such schemes means the government schemes here. The responses of the sample population is noted down, and through bar diagram the responses were plotted. It was found that only 17 out of 30 people were benefited from the various rural government schemes, which is 57% of the population, and rest 43% are still hoping for their turn or are deprived from it due to various social factors. This show that there is a need to increase the number of beneficiaries for such schemes. So she has done nothing. She has simply written down whatever she has represented in the form of a bar in the previous page. Okay, let us see the next page now. So this is the next graph. It's a little bigger one, so I'm just putting it a little close so that you can see it. Which of the schemes are implemented in your village? So there are 4 options, and this is how she has done the bar diagram. So it's very easy. Just take out the number of responses, and then you just need to take out the percentage. Okay, so after that you can draw the bars. Then of course, next page, analysis of graph number 3. So let us see how many graphs she made. So 15 short questions, 15 objective type questions, and that is by 15 graphs, and that is what you also need to do, students. Otherwise your project will be only half done. So 15 objective questions are there in your questionnaire also. So what you need to do is you need to prepare 15 graphs like this, but before making the graph you have to make this kind of a table, remember that. And then if you want below the space is less, so better you go to the next page and then write the analysis part of the graphs. Remember, give proper numbers. Okay, for example, this is question 15, so in the next page, graph 15. That's it. Next is the, although here in this project, next is the conclusion part, but before you conclude your project you will need to add 2 more topics. One is your topic on um, findings. That means whatever you found out after your analysis was done, after your graphical and general analysis was done, you need to write the findings. And then next page, recommendation can be any 4 or 5 recommendations. You can do it in points, and then comes the conclusion. So in the conclusion you have to write everything about the project. Okay, so she has written like this. I'll just put it for some time so that you can see what is the conclusion looks like. Okay, so conclusion, 2-3 pages enough. Next is very important, bibliography. So this is the bibliography. Students, I suggest uh, no need to write no need to write separately as articles and websites. No need to write. Okay, so what you can do is you can simply write it like this. Whatever websites you use, no need to mention that these are websites. You just need to write one by one all these things. So please ignore the article which is written as ARTICLE and WEBSITES. No need to write article and website separately. Just write bibliography and then give out the sources one by one. For example, the first source, this, second source, this, third, fourth, like that. So at least 5 to 6 bibliography is enough for you. Bibliography means the sources that you used for your secondary data collection. Okay, the references. So instead of reference you will write bibliography. And you don't write wikipedia.com, google.com. You cannot write that. Those are not the sources. You need to write the link. Okay, link of the website so that we can click on it. When we click on it, we reach to the page from where you collected the information. See, here she has given more appendix, like sorry, not appendix, more bibliography. Next is the appendix part. In the appendix part, all your respondents' names should be written, their age should be written, and their sex has to be written. For example, the first name, that is Atlanta Kashyap, age 17, female. Raman Murthy, age 27, male. So in this way, you need to write down the name of your respondents, their age, and their sex one by one. So all your 30 respondents' names should be here. Then comes the blank questionnaire. So this is the questionnaire of hers. And with this, the project ends. And one thing that you have noticed, students, in this project is the neatness. Neatness is the key, remember that. Okay, and the sequence. So here in this project, since it's an old one, so the project sequence is little different, but you follow the sequence which I gave you. Okay, which I gave you just few days back. All right, and if you want, if you ask me for the sequence, I can give it again to you, but I suggest you please go through the older messages, just 2-3 days back, and you will get it. So that's all about the project. This is how a sociology project looks like.